John, do you have a goalie tonight? I'm assuming it's Carter.
Carter, yep.
Yesterday we saw it looked like Wade Allison was centering the fourth line. Is that something?
No, we weren't sure. He was banged up the last game. Weren't sure where he was. He's playing tonight. He'll be on wing.
Okay. And
Yeah.
Patrick will be centering. The
Yeah,
fourth.
yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Speaking of the break, how did you feel like the guys got back into things yesterday?
I thought they practiced well. Yeah, and I think, I didn't watch it, I didn't see it. I think a number of them skated prior anyway. But I liked yesterday's practice. It is what it is. You know, you practice, you play a game. Everybody's doing it, so you practice, go play your game, and then try to keep building from there.
Given the way you guys finished before the break, how hard or not is it for you to kind of keep that same mentality that you had? You guys were on a roll, and then you had this break. It could go either way coming back tonight. How do you make sure?
Yeah, you never know what happens after a break. You know, you can't plan. We're just going to try to, you know, have our meetings like we've had. Concentrate on what we are as a team. They have an addition to their team in Bo, and he's going to be playing tonight. They're a good team, a hard team. I think it's a good game for us to start after a break, because if we're not hard, they'll run us over, and that's what we've been concentrating on to be our identity. So I think it's a really good situation for us to get right involved in it, and we'll see where we go.
You kept the lines together for so long, and then kind of shook them up at the end. You had those injuries. Do you think you're gonna go back, or just evaluate as you go?
I'm not sure. I think, and again, I'm not being coy. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, because I just found out Allie can play. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the lines tonight. Yeah, it's still up in the air in my mind.
Just a feel thing.
Yeah. You know, I'll tell you this. I like Tippett with Hazy and Lotz. I like what they did in Winnipeg, and as I rolled the centers through there. But I also liked Allie there. I'm just not sure what I'm going to do.
With Zach McEwen hurt, John, is this a good chance for you to get a better read on Kiefer Bellows and kind of figure out who he is?
Yeah, Kiefer's there, scores a goal. Actually played a pretty good game for a guy that hadn't played forever. If he plays and we feel he stays in the lineup, yeah, we'll see what he is. If not, then there's other people we'll look at also. But Kiefer goes there tonight, and again, he'll kind of make his call for us as far as how he plays.
Owen Tippett had a really good game in the final game before the break. Do you feel like he's starting to kind of scratch the surface of what he can be?
Yeah, every time we talk about it, I tell you guys, I think he's going to be a really good player. It's our job to iron out the inconsistencies. And little by little, I think his dips aren't as big and not as often. And that's a process. Still a young man. I think he has an opportunity, and it kind of the responsibility falls with him a little bit to be a really big part of this organization.
You've talked a bit about unlocking each guy and like approaching each guy with a way that they need to respond. For him, how do you lay out to him what he needs to do, and what have you found works the best for him?
He's very coachable. I think he can go a number of different ways with him. I think he responds to them all. He's a good person. He listens. You can tell when you bring up something that there needs to be a correction, you can tell that he works at it right away. So whether I'm leaning on him or talking to him or positive feedback, I think he can take it either way. I think he's ahead of the game. You know, he's played in the league. Still very young, though, but I think he's ahead of the game is understanding what it is to be a pro. That's what I'm always saying to you guys, is a big part of our job is defining that. I think he's ahead of the game there, and that's why I think his progression is going to go quick and become a really good player.
I ask a lot of questions about like the mental state of your team heading into these final 30 games. What is the mentality in the locker room? What are you hoping to get out of these last 30 games? You know, what do you want to see from that side of that?
Yeah, I don't look at the number. I look at the one game. I just don't think that we can start projecting and start trying to put expectations for what the season will be at the end. Because then I think you skip things as far as the day-to-day activities. So you may ask them, they may have a different answer, and that's their call. My answer is I just worry about the next day, and that's against the Islanders tonight.
Do you like where your team is mentally and how they're preparing and focused?
Yeah, I think there's I think there's a right type of camaraderie going on with our club right now. I thought we probably played our best month of hockey in January, where we, as a coaching staff, we were concerned how many games, and they were packed in with travel back and forth. I thought our guys handled themselves really well. And, you know, you have a little success, you find ways to win games different ways. I think it builds the belief. And belief is a very powerful thing if you get it to go from one guy to another and then you get it to a group. I'm hoping that's the way they feel. And just continue to go about being who you are and playing under a team concept. I'm really I get a positive frame of mind with the group right now and how they handled January. I don't know, that could change at the end of February. I don't know where it goes, but I really like where the team is right now.
You mentioned the back and forth travel in January. You got a long stretch at home and then a long stretch on the road. Is that beneficial for you as a coach to have a little bit of, like, I don't know, normalcy maybe?
Yeah, well, I you know, that's a long trip. I think it's a 9-10 day trip. I think after spending 4 games here, we'll want to get on the road. But I do think it gives us an opportunity, you know, coming off a break. We're not traveling today in a jammed schedule for teams coming in off the break. I think we need to use it to our benefit. And I do think we need to sort ourselves out a little bit at home and being more consistent there. Not looking at 4 games, I'm looking at our first home game against a really good team, and that has some juice to it with a big trade and bringing in Bo Horvat. So I want to see us just be more consistent at home, but not get ahead of the thing and just worry about our first home game here.
One or two more. You guys made a lot of progress from the holiday break to this break. That you guys just had 10-4-2. Will you say anything to the guys of, hey, we've shown progress, but we need to build on it. Like, you can't just sit on it.
Yeah, we can't. We're not good enough. Yeah. We're not good enough to think we have everything solved. We have, and I want to make sure you understand, this doesn't change my thinking as far as the process of what this team has to go through. This is going to take time. But I also need to realize that they're on a good run here too. And you know, you need to let them feel good about themselves. But I'm not getting away from what the process is going to be in my mind as the coach. And we need to stay on top of ourselves, or it gets away from it really quickly.